Raider Nation, what's going on? Mitchell Renz here from the Raiders Report, and the video that you're about to see was recorded yesterday before all of the breaking news around Derek Carr flying down to New Orleans. The reason why I still want to give you this video is because there's a lot of good information in it. We talk about some updates from Jeremy Fowler around will Carr be traded or not. We talk about Derek potentially getting traded to the Saints. So the first rumor you see, I know what it's going to say. Think of it, though, as one just win, baby. The second rumor, think of it as three just win, babies. Hell, I even have a Derek Carr trade idea in here. Instead of the second-round pick, replace it with a third because there is new information from Jeremy Fowler, and he has indicated that the Raiders' asking price for Derek Carr is a third-round pick. Obviously, if DC does end up getting dealt, we will make an extra video around it, but there's just a lot of good info coming up. In terms of my source, he has told me that Derek Carr is expected to land in New Orleans at, it'd be 3:30 Eastern time. It's 2:30 my time, so I don't really expect anything to happen until after that. Just keep the noties on. Hopefully y'all already subscribed, and hopefully you understand that, yes, the video that is about to play was before the Carr news, but there is a lot of good information out there that I wanted to pass along to you. Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. Coming up here on today's show, Derek Carr, is he going to be cut or traded? You can let me know down in the comments. Is he going to get traded to the New Orleans Saints? There's an NFL insider that believes that that's the top destination. And then Aaron Rodgers to Las Vegas. I don't know if you know this. A lot of stories around both of these guys, so let's get into it right now. First story up here on the show. Derek Carr will be cut. I'm going to give this one two just win, babies, and I'm going to say there's a 50% chance. There's definitely a lot of people talking about it. There's also a lot of people talking that, yes, there is a chance that he gets traded. This one comes from Jeremy Fowler, who said that teams will want to rework his deal, and that's kind of one of the biggest holdups right now in terms of not having a trade go down. Carr makes $40.4 million guaranteed on February 15th unless he's cut. So if a new team trades for him, Carr gets paid $40.4 million. If he gets cut, doesn't end up making that. If he's still on the Raiders roster after that date, guess what? $40.4 million guaranteed. Derek has already said twice, once at the Pro Bowl, and then it was about a week before the Pro Bowl, that he will not extend the February 15th deadline. Fair enough. This is the exact words that Fowler had to say in his latest ESPN article on a Derek Carr trade. I get the sense that some teams will want to rework his deal to facilitate a trade, possibly spreading out that guarantee over multiple years. The Raiders are trying to control the trade and haven't given Carr, who has a no-trade clause, permission to shop for his services. Right now, from everything that I have heard, and when you listen to a lot of these insiders out there talking, people know that Derek is a good quarterback. However, he's kind of in this, I'll call it quarterback purgatory, where he's definitely not top 12, but he's also not a bad quarterback. He's an average quarterback. That's what he is. And teams are hesitant right now, giving up draft capital on a quarterback who's going to make $33 million in 2023, and then he's also going to make over $40 million in 2024 and in 2025. But it's that $40.4 million guaranteed. If DC is unwilling to have that $40.4 million guaranteed stretched out for the last 3 years of his deal, I don't know if a trade ends up getting done. Will teams be interested in him? Of course. He's a good quarterback, but he's getting paid like somebody who should be a lot better at quarterback. So what do you think here, y'all? Where's Derek going to be playing football in 2023? If this is the first time you've ever come across one of our videos, I want you to know, I want you to be interactive with me. I've been to Oakland tailgates. I've been to Las Vegas parties. I have been around Raider fans. Hell, I've done this show every single day for over 3.5 years. I know that you guys like to talk, and I know that you're passionate about this team. So if I'm up here talking, I want you to weigh in with me. Will Derek Carr, where is he going to play? Seriously, where is he going to play? It's a great question because I do think that there's two different scenarios. And since we're talking about trade and cut, his trade destinations, I believe, number one, still going to sit up here and say the team that is most likely to trade for Derek Carr, the New Orleans Saints. The other team that's starting to creep up there, though, is the New York Jets. I talked about yesterday, the Jets, well, somebody said that they're going to go away from Rodgers and they're going to start concentrating on D.C. because that's a much more likely option. The Commanders, team to keep in mind. The Carolina Panthers, they've traded for somebody basically every single year. The Titans are another very, very sneaky team because of the relationship that both organizations have with each other. But let's just say he doesn't get traded. Well, then where is he going to go? Here are my top free agency destinations. I still believe that the Saints and the Jets, top two teams. You're going to see the Carolina Panthers up there. You're going to see the Washington Commanders up there. And then, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're looking for another quarterback as well because they do have a win-now roster. And the NFC South is going to be a division that every team is going to say, hey, if we have Derek Carr, we probably have the best quarterback in that division. Therefore, it gives you a chance to win. DC wants to go to a place where he believes he can win. He also, though, wants his money. The issue is teams are not really wanting to pay Derek the amount of money that Derek wants to make. So I always say Raider Nation proves to me that it's family. You don't have to be blood to be family, and that's what the nation is all about. So if you bleed silver and black, hit the subscribe button. And I really, really want people during the offseason. Are we going to do draft videos? Of course we are. Free agency videos? Yes. Breaking news? We cover it all. Hit the subscribe button. Give me 1 week. 1 week. It's 100% free. If you don't like what you watch after a week, unsubscribe. You have literally nothing to lose. I think you're actually going to learn a lot. And even more than FE stands for iron. Let's go to the next story here on the show. Only the people that watch the live show get that joke. Saints are going to trade for Derek Carr. You ready? 2 just win babies, 50% chance. I'm a little bit higher on New Orleans trading for him than some other people are, but that's just the mountain I'm willing to stand on. I still think that they are the team that makes the deal. I also believe the fact that you look at the deal they made for Sean Payton, that helps them give a little bit more draft capital. And there's a lot of people out there like, but Mitch, they're in salary cap hell. New Orleans, like last season or last offseason, got out from $76 million in the hole. Salary cap is realistically an excuse. NFL teams can make it happen. You can move money around, and if New Orleans wants to have Derek Carr as the QB, they can make it happen. Jeremy Fowler said, watch out for the Saints. All right, fair enough on that. This is his exact quote. Watch for the New Orleans Saints here. A Carr-Saints connection was buzzing a bit in Mobile, and they could be a suitor. New Orleans has a first and second round pick from the Sean Payton deal, and head coach Dennis Allen, Coach Carr, during his rookie deal in Oakland. Before the Senior Bowl happened, I told a lot of y'all, hey, when you get people around each other, they start talking. And you got people with giant egos, they're going to talk. And the fact that Mobile happened, a lot of people were talking, and that's when a lot of deals end up getting done. So what I figured here is this. All right, I've been trying to throw out a ton of different trade ideas because that's what I try to do. Here's my trade idea. The Las Vegas Raiders, they received New Orleans number 40 pick, and then the 112th pick. The Saints get Derek Carr, and then they also get a 6th. So essentially, you get Derek Carr for a second rounder, and then you swap 4th and a 6th round pick. The only way that this deal gets done, though, is if DC is willing to negotiate his contract to be a little bit more friendly for New Orleans this year and push off some of that money, backload it a little bit, and yes, restructure the contract. So my question to you is this. Who wins this trade? I think it's a win for the Raiders because at the end of the day, if you're able to get something for DC, that's a win. And I am starting to wonder if the Raiders are just like, well, getting a 4th round pick is better than nothing. No matter what you do, though, every trade you make is taking a little bit of a risk. If you don't understand why, you can go back and watch a video I made about 2-3 weeks ago on why it is a risk to trade for Derek Carr. I see a lot of votes there in the live chat. El Luco Uno, Reno, they're spamming Raiders, and the fact that I don't see any Saints in the live show, I think that means I did a pretty good job. Coming up next here on the Raiders Report, will the Raiders trade for Rodgers? I believe I have talked about Aaron Rodgers every single day. Hell, I might be willing to ask y'all, have I talked more about Rodgers this week, or did I talk about Tom Brady more in January? Please don't be shy. Let me know. But today's show is presented by our good friends. And, man, we have had BetUS for a very long time. And if anybody out there is a big sports bettor, this is the number one place to do it. We have the number one deal on the internet. All you got to do is go to chatsports.com/Raiders. Use promo code Raiders125. You get a 125% deposit bonus. What does that mean? It means if you put down $100, we're going to give you $125 for free to bet with for first-time users. Another analogy, you buy a pizza. Pizza place says, here's another pizza pie, and we're going to throw in an extra 2 slices. That sounds like a pretty damn good deal to me. And I don't mean to brag here, but we got a special offer that's only going to last until the Super Bowl. If you are a first-time BetUS depositor, we're also going to hook you up with a free jersey. If the Raiders trade for Aaron Rodgers, if you're a first-time depositor, $100, you get $125 for free, and we're going to get you a free Aaron Rodgers jersey. Sounds pretty good, right? Now, if you already have a Rodgers jersey or if you don't want one, I think we can get you another one. Don't worry. So how do you get the free jersey? I know that's all you guys care about, right? Chatsports.com/Raiders, promo code Raiders125. Sign up and deposit $100 or more. Get a 125% deposit bonus. You got to bet on the Super Bowl. If you don't bet on the Super Bowl, it can be pick the Eagles to win, the over-under, other prop bets. And if you do that, email Jeremy and I at jersey@chatsports.com. Some other Super Bowl props that I recommend. Anytime touchdown. If any of these guys score a touchdown, anytime, you get it. Travis Kelce -155. A.J. Brown -105. I think that sounds pretty good to me. Other Super Bowl prop bets. National anthem. How long is it going to take? Over 125 seconds or under? If this was Jeremy doing something else, I would take the under. What about Rihanna wardrobe malfunction? I know Buddy Bear's hoping for yes. You guys can go and bet. Chatsports.com/Raiders. Promo code Raiders125. Let's go to the final story here on today's Rumor Show. The Raiders will trade for Aaron Rodgers. I got to give this one 3 just win baby heads, which means there's a 75% chance that this is going to happen.
Wait. You've been talking all this mess about Rodgers to the Raiders. You've been saying he moved to Vegas. Everything is pointing to him going to Vegas. People are saying that he's telling his agent he only wants to play in Vegas. And we're talking 3 just win babies?
All right, y'all. I think Jeremy needs to go back in his darkness room. I don't know. He's on a whole nother level today. But you know what?
That's just
all right,
sad.
That's fine. Let's get ballsy then. The Raiders will trade for Aaron Rodgers. Let's do it. 4 just win babies, 100% chance that it's going to happen. I believe it. And I've heard it from my sources that he wants to play there, but the best source that you could possibly have is Vegas. The fact that Vegas right now has Rodgers at -500 of joining the Raiders, if that doesn't have some bells and whistles going off, I don't know what to tell you. Fowler said that a trade feels more possible than ever. Las Vegas locally, they have had McDaniels is telling people that Rodgers is going to be the quarterback. That was way after the rumors of them saying, hey, Rodgers moved to Las Vegas and Summerlin. Davante Adams has been recruiting him. I mean, with the amount of talk around Rodgers right now, it is overwhelming. But like I always say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And the number one place that you should look for smoke is Vegas. -500 for the Raiders. And this isn't if he gets traded. The Packers are +500. The Raiders are -500. That's like 2 touchdown lead in the Super Bowl for Patrick Mahomes. They're not blowing that lead. Like, that's how confident Vegas is. I would have said the Raiders, but you never know if the Raiders blowing a second half lead. I mean, that's definitely telling. In terms of Fowler on this whole Rodgers trade, this is what he had to say. Aaron Rodgers' year-to-year approach to playing could complicate trade talks for the Green Bay Packers. Several execs say because it's hard to trade hefty capital for just 1 year of Rodgers, teams would prefer at least 2 seasons with him. One NFC executive floated the solution. Green Bay could make the draft picks conditional with a sliding scale based on how long Rodgers plays. For example, a second-round pick turns into a first-rounder if Rodgers doesn't retire after 1 year. It would take out some of the guesswork. What's becoming clear is a trade feels more possible than ever. Backup quarterback Jordan Love is ready to play after 3 seasons in the shadows. Maybe they're in the dark room together. And the Packers are comfortable with his development. The New York Jets came up a lot when talking with teams about the pursuit of Rodgers, and the feeling is that New York will at least try to make something happen. But the Las Vegas Raiders have the Davante Adams connection to pitch. This is then what Schefter had to say on the Rodgers trade. Rodgers was his quarterback for 8 years. They were close when it counted, and money talks. Nevada is tax-free state. I have heard Rodgers say that he misses Devontae. I have heard Devontae say that he's recruiting Aaron. I look at the Vegas odds. I see what Las Vegas locally is saying. I hear what my sources are saying. There's a lot of stuff out there. I also know this. Aaron Rodgers likes drama. And Rodgers today was on the Pat McAfee show, and we got some tweets here to bring up because, of course, man, when you talk about Rodgers, there's always going to be something going on. This one's from Kyle Brandt. Sauce Gardner was asked on Good Morning Football about Rodgers with the Jets rumors, and he said, I can't speak on it too much, but I know a little something about something. I'm going to translate that. Sauce Gardner has no idea about anything, and he just didn't know what to say. Like, this has literally nothing to it. There is no sauce, no flavor. He didn't put any salt in it. That's all I know. Rob Domofsky, he had this to say on the whole interview. What'd you say? Oh, so we got a whole tweet thread right here. Sorry, I heard the guy in the dark, shadowy room again. Pat McAfee show getting recruited by Raiders fans and other teams at Pebble Beach. I'm under contract with the Packers. People forget that. This gets lost in the conversation. Said he didn't realize that not going to the 49ers comment would take off. I think this honestly is Aaron Rodgers trying not to get this whole tampering. I was going to say, I couldn't think of the word. Tampering. I mean, I think it's what Rodgers is trying to cover up here. Let's go to another thread here. Rodgers on the nation that he won't retire in the same offseason as Tom Brady, or notion, excuse me. The idea that I wouldn't want to share a stage at the Hall of Fame with Tom Brady and J.J. Watt, I think is ridiculous. All right, he can say that all he wants. Here we go. Rodgers said that he has an opportunity to do a little self-reflection and some isolation, and after that, I feel like I'll be a lot closer to that final decision. So if you don't know what we're talking about here in this isolation, well, we'll tell you about it here in just a second. Rodgers said he has not even decided yet whether he's going to play in 2023. This is me telling you from my show yesterday that I was told that he will either tell the Green Bay Packers, hey, I'm going to retire, or B, I want to be a Raider. That's why I think it's going to be important to get through this week and take my isolation retreat and contemplate all things my future. He called it a darkness retreat for 4 nights alone. So essentially, Aaron Rodgers is going to spend 4 nights alone in complete darkness and in silence. It kind of sounds like what I'm going to be doing this week since Alex is out of town. Then Rodgers said he will be in pitch black all day and night for 4 days and nights. It's really sensory deprivation, isolation. He said it stimulates DMT and there can be some hallucinations. I mean, whatever you want to do, Aaron, all I care about is this. I want you to come play for the Raiders. So Jeremy made me go for just win babies. How many just win babies on Rodgers coming to the Raiders? If you're a first-time watcher, you can say 0, tuck rule, tuck that. That means you don't think it's going to happen. 1 means a 25% chance. 2, 50%. 3, 75. 4, 100% chance that Aaron Rodgers is coming to the team. Let me know down in the comments where you think about Rodgers coming to Las Vegas.